So yay, it's working. And I need to set up my window so I can see that I'm in the frame. So today I'm going to swatch my Rosa palette. It is last palette I need to do the swatches. And this is completely new. I haven't been painted this at all. These are all this wrapped up. And I just like handpicked these colors. Just by looking at this, I noticed there are some things I probably need to change, but you can see that this like whole case is full. So I don't have a cool brown, but I'm not sure is that a problem, because with the browns they are really muted colors to begin with, so I can mix maybe this with the gold color and make it a bit lighter and colder, so might not be issue. But while I'm swatching this, I will look in the colors that are too similar with the other one, so I can just like pop them out. And my laptop is making strange sound. Let's hope it's okay. But the problem here is because I want to swatch card. This is from my other palette. I want that they fit inside the palette, and I usually want them to have like black lines, so I can like see how opaque the color is. And here the problem is that because this is so full, because this is like 5 rows, the area of the swatch will be quite small, and I would like to have pigment information. With this one I did the, like, because this was ready-made palette, I cut the pigment information from the package and stuck it to the back, because this is okay for me, because I usually don't, I rather need to look pigment information. These tell me everything I need, but sometimes I just want to check that what pigment is it. Like if it's behaving weirdly, I can just check what pigment it has. But with this one, since it's not a ready-made palette, I don't have that kind of luxury here. I could always save the wrapper, but I know that Rosa has 2 types of wrappers. Like this one, I know that it is, I think it's like the older type of wrapper. Let's take it out. It says warm gray, and then there's the pigment information in the small tab here. I would like to have the pigment information on the front side, because if it would be here, it would be really easy to just like cut this out and just tuck it into the behind the swatch card. Let's see this one. This one has 2. Also the sepia and then the pigment information. Of course I could always write it by hand. It's not a nice thing to do, but it could work out. But I probably do it on the back, because I'm feared that the front side will have too much information, because I want the swatch to be the most prominent part. Now I will show how I do the swatches and how I have been doing them all of my palette. First I want all the lines to be nice and tight there. I'm using really bad watercolor paper, mainly because all the other cards are made with this one, so I can compare them, so I want the paper be the same. I'm expecting this might have some issues. One of them being this. The olive green has this line, and same is neutral black, because it's like sunk into this paper and didn't blend with the water. So that is I'm prepared to face. And I don't know how to do that. Actually, when I was swatching my core palette, all the core colors did that. It's so weird. I don't know what, but this paper is like really crappy cellulose paper. But since all of the swatches are made with this one, I'm just continue. Also, I think at some point I will update this, all the swatch cards for the palette. How I do my swatch card? I take the insert and just like draw the line on the paper because I don't make them too exact. They are like, there is the grid, but the grid is not 100% straight or accurate, but it doesn't need to be, because how I do the swatches actually isn't that picky about that. Then I've been trying to a little bit space out, because there's a little bit space to move these pans. I'll just move these pans around a little bit. I wanted to show this way because of course you could always like measure it with the ruler and then measure exact place, but I feel that that's not needed. And also I know that not everyone enjoys. And I'm just drawing lines where these gaps are. This one is a bit tighter, but that's okay. Then because I use this row here, and I will just like move this up. I look at it's on the position of the same way here. And I'm doing the same thing here. So I can just like do the columns. And for the rows I do the same thing, but on the other side. Here it's a bit trickier because these pans are a bit more further away from the... I can bump them close to the edge. And I'm just like looking where the gaps are. There, and there. Then same thing, I'm using the same side. And hope it's not dropping off my table, because it's right on the edge. Same thing, marking the gaps. So then I don't even need the ruler, but because I have ruler in the hand, it's like makes it easier. But that's just like connecting the dots and decide to make the grid. And I have I think I made like 10 these kind of swatch sheets yesterday. So this is something I find it's the quickest way. Of course you can always get really even and exact when you measure them out, but I find that a really slow process, because you usually end up with something like let's say 1 centimeter and 3 millimeters. It's really annoying then to measure it throughout the whole palette. And like this, it's okay. It's looking okay. I'll add the black lines like I had in my other palette. I'm using black marker. The reason why I'm using marker is that this is waterproof when it's dried, and also it doesn't add bulk or anything, and it doesn't rub out. I'm using it on the left side, and I'm just freehanding it. Why I want this way is that my swatches go like the mass tone on the top and dilution on the bottom. So I need to have the line so I can see is it opaque on the mass tone, and like when it's diluted, does it get more transparent, or like get more informed, because sometimes some colors may look on the mass tone that they are opaque, but they are actually not that opaque. I'm waiting it to dry. Here actually I wasn't careful, and this cadmium yellow light a little bit smudged the black line here. So I'm trying to look at the example here. Isn't color that is working that way. But yeah, with some colors you can see that here I can see it. There's like sheen or some kind of pooling here. So it looks here on the edge of the mask that it's opaque. But it's quite transparent when I look it closer. So that's why I want the line to be like go through the mask tone and go through the dilution. And how I go with the names, here I actually write at them after I had done the swatches, and I'm going to do it the same way. Even if I have waterproof fine liner here, I find that it just works better because it's like shows up much better. Because if you have some color that has white added to it, if you write the name of the color beforehand and then paint over it, it will look lighter. I might have the example here. Yeah, here. This is my color list, and here I made it the other way around because I wanted to test this out. We have Titan Puff that is white, opaque color, and it's looking, it's like a little bit obscuring the text. Not like fully, because it's not that opaque, but with the Chain Brilliant, there's also, I can see that it goes lighter. And I want it to look as crisp as possible, so I'm writing it over the top. I think it's dry now. It takes surfacing, because with the watercolors you can test like if the paper feels cold, then you know it's still wet. But with alcohol markers that's not the case. Let's see. Oh, that was not intentional. I think I will zoom closer so you can better see what I'm doing. Now it's OBS, so I will I have board underneath so I can. Yes, my table is also because my table cover is purplish, it's not so. It's that. Oh, it's flipped. No, I don't want that. Let's switch that so you can see my writing on the right way up. Like so. Yeah, now it makes more sense to me as well. No, now it's upside down. That is so weird. Why it's mirrored? One second, I try to find the. No, not that way. I'm so sorry. Why it goes this way? I'm like, no. Please work. Okay, now it's okay. Yeah. So I'm right here. I'll keep this on the side without the case because the case is taking so much space. I will talk a little bit about every color when I start to open it up. I think I could even zoom closer if my... You're getting really close up view, because these swatches are tiny, so I feel that they are better to see up close. I need to be really careful not to move out of the frame. First color is Aeroline Green, and I have actually two of these pans because I was collecting this last year, all of these colors, and then it happened that I happened to pick this up twice, and I think that's because so good color, so I have replacement pan already. It's made from Pigment Yellow 150 and Pigment Green 7. Nice greenish yellow. I don't mind that it's not single pigment. I actually don't care about that much. And how the Rosa Gallery pans work, they are like... It's like sticker on top. I like it. It generates a little bit less waste. With the some pans they are like wrapped in that like tin foil or like paper and plastic and stuff, so it's like really hard to open. I leave the wrapper intact, so I can just later... Before I do anything else, I have learned my lesson. I have a big permanent ultra fine marker, and I write the number here. And why I write only the number is because Rosa Gallery says Rosa on the bottom of the pan. So when I see that number and when I see that Rosa, I can pinpoint like which paint it is. And it stays really well on the pan. I like to mark my pans even if they are on the palette, because they sometimes can get loose or something may happen that palette gets, like you remove one pan and you are not marking that pan, then you might have some stray pans you don't know what color they are. This looks actually really green. This is really green and I have marked it as the yellow. Like, maybe let's test it on the side here first. This is why I don't use wrappers as the swatches. You can see this is what the wrapper said. It's really yellowish, but it's actually quite green. And how I like to order my pans is in the chromatic order. So I think I will not put it there. I will just have the one Aeroline there and just move other pans. The pink will actually jump on the row, then the blues, then go with the turquoise, it jumps, and I think the good spot for this one is here between the olive green and the bright green. So we are getting on that pan later. Then yellow, we have Aeroline, and it is single pigment yellow 150, same as the other pigment on the Aeroline green. I'm trying to keep the wrappers in one piece, but I couldn't do that. I feel that yellow is one of those colors I like one is enough for me, and even if most of the palette has like 2 yellows, I rarely feel need for them. Especially if there's orange in the palette, then I don't need that warm and cool yellow. And usually with the yellow, like how the color is, it's like nature of the hue yellow, is that the cold and warm yellow are really close together. And they are often so close that it doesn't matter when you mix it. So I personally can do it with the one yellow. It's number 751. Maybe this one is the first color I can swatch here. I'm pretty sure that this one is like, I know Arlene, it's yellow, so it will go with the first spot. If I would have like white here, I would put it first. Arlene is really pretty, like in the mass tone it's a little bit brownish, but it's really nice. Nice color when it's diluted. I'm letting that dry a bit because I don't want to. I don't like because next color is a bit darker. I don't want it to bleed on the. I'm reorganizing my desk. I don't want to it bleed on the yellow because I wasn't careful with the line. Put the yellow back in the palette. And take the next one, which is golden yellow. And it is pigment yellow 110. 110. So it's single pigment. Oh, why are you ripping all of this? They are really well stuck together. No, why? It's like, it doesn't want me to open. Seven, 3, 1. Oh, 7, 3, 0, not 1. Most of this color starts with the 7. This looks like nice orange. This is unfamiliar pigment for me, I don't know. I don't remember all of the pigments by their number. So I have no idea how this will look like. It's quite orange. Really orange. I'm pretty surprised that it's considered pigment yellow. I'm drying my brush so I can mop the excess water there. It's quite orange. But it is golden color, so accurate in that sense. Then we have something I almost didn't include, but because I was missing orange, I got cadmium orange medium. And it's single pigment, and it's natural pigment, so heavy metal. pigment yellow 35. I think that is cadmium pigment. Oh, it's really orange. Opaque colors look usually more bright in the pan than the transparent colors. It looks red on the camera, but it's actually orange. Yeah, it looks painted. It is really strong orange. And also a bit opaque. That is expected because it's the cadmium. That's something I would be a bit disappointed if it's like cadmium color and it isn't opaque. Also, I forgot numbering. This is what happens. Like I forget stuff because I'm quite excited to try these colors out. I don't want to rush. And then we have flame red, and it's pigment orange 73. Again, pigment I don't know nothing about. Most of these colors were marketed as new in the stand, so I picked up these. And it was like it wasn't because they were new, but it was because they are newer pigments and they seems to be more like there's light fastness information as well. There seemed to be more of the brighter side, so I was like, I'm drawn to the bright colors, like bright green colors. Green, well, also green, but like bright and clean colors. Also, half of my palette is like muted, muted blacks. I also like pre-mixed blacks, especially from the Rosa and Roman Small, or browns. It looks quite same as the previous one. What I love in the Rosa color is that how easy they are re-wet. Like they don't need pre-wetting. Like they are just like they just like jump to your brush. Interesting. It has a bit of the cooler undertone, like diluted tone. Let's see what this tries. It looks redder on the camera than it's in the real life. Here are first 4 colors, and I'm quite happy what I picked. And I was thinking I might need another yellow because the Arulin is quite muted, and in some mixes it's really weak, so I might need another lemon yellow here. And with these oranges, they are really close together, so I might get out of the cadmium orange medium at some point. Next we are getting in the reds, and it's bright red. It's mix of pigment orange 73 and pigment red 254. So, and this time my palette has 3 reds. I'm not a big fan of using reds, but I try to pick some because usually my palette has a problem that I don't have reds there. It's really fire truck red. And it's opaque. It's really bright. But why I like these bright saturated colors is that because every time you mix the paint with something, you will lose a little bit of the saturation. It will go like a little bit more muted side. So these are the colors I cannot mix. So I just like to have brightest options in the pans, and then I can always mix the other shades there. Then we have a Pyrrole Red, and it is PR224. So exactly same as the other component on this one. Funny thing, the bright red is actually a mix of the flame red and the Pyrrole Red. So it's actually mixed color, so I could probably live without that pan. That's why I'm making these on the cheap paper, because when I'm making changes in this palette, I need to make changes this swatch list as well. This seems to be now the candidate of color that I might kick out. Ooh, this looks nice. Because this looks darker, and I'm suspecting it might be transparent. 775. No, please write. It almost died. I think it might have some gunk on the tip, because it's sometimes there's like glue residue, and I just like writing it right over the This is slightly cooler red than the... Oh, this is much more cooler red. Almost like wine red. Oh, my webcam makes it look like something else entirely. But yeah, it's actually cooler. Dark and cool. It's a bit funny, like camera makes it look really warm. But when I look at it in real life, this one is clearly orange, this one is warm red, and this one is quite wine and dark color. So I'm a bit confused, like, yeah, it's mixed up this one. This one is actually a bit more muted than these two. Interesting. So that might be something it's staying here. Then we have last color, and it's Mother Rose. It has pigment violet 19 and pigment violet 224. Pigment violet 224? Is that a thing, or is that a typo? Since this one is pigment red 224. That looks like typo to me. 1 second. Let's check that before I write it on my palette and have pigment violet 224. It says it's a Sudafine red. I'm a bit Sudafine red. It looks like I need to check that. Let's take note, but here. Not the sticky notes, I don't know. Like I can find notepad when I take this one. It's bunny notepad. And it's Mother Rose. Mother Rose. Big one check. 3, 4. I want to check that. Because it's somehow pigment violet 224 sounds like it's not that common pigment, and this color looks like something that could have the pigment red 24 in it, because they are so close. And it has other pigment, that pigment violet 19, which is the it is the ultramarine blue. Not ultramarine. No, pigment 15 is the ultramarine. I checked it because I had a tube of that lying there. But typos happen, so I really want to be sure before I add that to my list. It looks really, really red. Mark it done. This should be like my cool blue. Blue, not blue. Red. It's not so pink as I hoped. Weird thing to say because I don't like pink. But, well, it's really pink when it's diluted. But the mass tone is quite dark. And now I actually think this dried a little bit brownish. Weird thing is how this can be so bright. Because it's mixed this one and this one. But it can also change how they what they do for the pigment. Like pigment red 101 can look really different depending on how it's made. Then we are slowly getting more exciting colors. We are having violets. We have Quid and Codel Lilac. And it's pigment violet 19. Oh, so that is mixed of that. Like, this happens when you are not careful when you pick the colors. Like this one, these two are like, this one is mixed of these two colors. This one is probably, because I'm assuming it's typo, it's pigment red 254 and not pigment violet. So this one is mix of this one and this one. So I have a lot of like convinced mixes, but those are the colors I'm ready to eat out when I like, if I need to space for this. Like, I won't add or change the colors. I also have a lineup of the pastel colors, but they went to they are currently on my modern palette, but I didn't swatch them because I was thinking I might do own palette for the pastel colors, because I have Schminke pastels and I have Rosa Gallery pastel colors, and I might get other ones as well. Oh, sorry, that is Park. Levi! That was Levi. He is... Funny thing is that the Ruka is the one who should be the guard dog. He doesn't bark that often, but Levi is like... He's not even a guard dog, but he's like more prone to barking. Let me... This one is different wrapper than the others. Like, and also this one was different because it didn't have this small tab that says color name and color number. One of my Rosa Gallery swatch card, I used that tab to mark the colors. I'm intrigued to see how this goes because I have the Queen Dodicon Violet next to this one, and I really want to see how it's. Yeah, this is one. This one is the proper Queen Dodicon color. If I would need to, I have like so many colors that are not strictly necessarily needed. I could really just like size this down, but this was meant to be bigger palette. Okay, this is thing I'm not so happy, is that it's Cyaneink Violet, and it's mix of the Cyaneink Magenta and Pigment Blue 50. So ultramarine, I think. No, not ultramarine. Why am I saying ultramarine? It's not ultramarine. It's the Halo. Yeah, the Halo. Because in the when I get in Cyaneink, I like the color called Cyaneink Purple, which is like its own pigment. This Daniel Smith version. And I like this bluish undertone it has, and it's color that I haven't been able to mix with anything. Like it has a really unique shade. I also have that from the Schmincke, and I think I have that also from the I think I have extra pan of that, and it's full pan. I think I have it from the White Nights. So if this Inner Violet is disappointing, I might put another pan for its place. That was Ruka. Ruka! I hope they are not starting to bark like constantly. Ruka sometimes does that if the neighbor is moving on his own yard. Oh no, I ripped off the tab that was most useful to cost pigment information. Let's swatch it here and see what this looks like. Yeah, that is pretty violet. I'm not saying anything about that, but it is not the shade I was looking for. Also, yeah, it's really underfun. This is the type of violet I can easily mix myself. So I might not put this one here. But I have my stripe hands, and I think one of these is, this says Pigment Blue 60. Okay, so it's blue. This one is Dioxazine Violet. Yeah, I think this one is Cyaneink Purple. It doesn't say anything, but I think it just. I usually don't do like mixes of the different brand, but I think that the Rosa Gallery doesn't have this color. Yeah, this is the right tone I was looking for. Yeah, it's much colder than this one. Yeah, I'm putting this here. Even if it's different brand, probably will be haunt me. I'm just... Because I don't want to put the other violet, which I picked initially, because it looks like something I would just like get out of the palette in the first time I'm... Yeah, this one is the color I was looking for. But that happened because I wasn't careful in the store and I didn't check the pigment information. You should always check the pigment information on the colors because names can be deceiving. Like when I'm seeing Cyaneink violet, I expect this color and not like... Here you can see them side by side. There's big difference because this one is the violet you cannot mix. If you don't have like... Even if you have really cold blue, you cannot get it this bright. It's always be diluted. So it's not making the cut. Then we have pigment blue 60. So Indrantone blue. Not Indrantone. Blue Indrantone, and then I have Indrantone blue. No, Indrantone gray is the other one. No, I can't even read. Oh no. Indrantone is one of my favorite blues. Other one of my favorite blues is the Cyaneink Phthalo Blue Sapphire. I don't like that regular Phthalo blue, but I like their sapphire version a lot. It's pigment 15.3, I think. Oh, interesting. This looks matte when I open it. Usually Rosa colored colors are shiny when they are opened. 738. Yeah, it's... Oh, interesting. It behaves a little bit different than other ones. It's like a little bit hydroscopic. It's probably because of the pigment, but it's not so easily revettable than the other colors. It's still really easy to revet, but it's a little bit hydroscopic surface. Because you have seen that all of the other colors are like really... Oh, that shade. It's so pretty. It's like so dark and nice and goes so evenly. It's so nice, so nice. Then we have Indrantone Grey. Oh, you cannot even see it. Sorry. Here is the Indrantone Grey. It says it's granulating. Granulating? Interesting. Indrantone isn't usually granulating. Now this has similar type of surface. This actually rivets a little bit better. When I say rivets better than the other one, I don't mean that the other one riveted any, like, not well, because Rosa color rivets super well. So something that, when I say that it's not riveting so well, means that it's like not that usual Rosa color, but still rivets good. Oh, it's much more darker. If I would know this, I would actually move it on the other side. Swatch is really confusing. It's quite far. Marking pen. Then we have, oops. Then we have bright blue. It tried to escape. Pigment blue 1503. I know I have been chosen this by the pigment. It is the Talo pigment I like. I think it's the same as the Schminke Talo Sapphire. Oops, this got a bit too watery. But yeah, this is the sapphire shade of the Talo. I need to mop out the mask toner because I think I put a bit too much of the water there, so it's like not showing it correctly. It would be made bloom. This paper is also really prone to make blooms, watercolor blooms, or cauliflowers, or what you call them. Then we have a next blue color. It's Ultramarine Spectral 777. And it's granulating. I'm really interested to try this out. I didn't pick normal ultramarine here, and because I was thinking I don't need two, but let's see how this looks. I expect this doesn't look so different than the regular ultramarine, but if it's like really different, I might need to consider to get the regular ultramarine in this palette as well, because I don't know. But there's different ultramarine. There's ultramarine fines, which I use from the Schminke. Again, like rip it out. Just mark the pen. 777. Really lucky pen. I put again a bit too much water, but I want to see the granulation because regular ultramarine has quite strong granulation. It doesn't look too different. Of course we need to wait at it drying, but I have the regular ultramarine here. Maybe it's a bit different. Let's give it the time to dry and I'm going to drink some water. I'm really intrigued. Does this look different than the other one? Next we have turquoise. I know how this looks because my other palette has turquoise as well. 714. Also the cobalt turquoise is on the same palette as well. So these are familiar colors for me. Funny thing is that when I pick it up the colors, I have like 5 blues, and blue is usually considered as primary color. Then I have like full row of greens. But that's how it happens, what happens when you are handpicking the colors, because I tend to paint a lot with greens and browns and muted colors, so that's why I kind of adjusted this palette, and I will continuing adjusting this one because I can get the Rosa Gallery open stock quite easily in my town. One store carries them, also my hometown art store carries them as well, so I can get the replacement pants if I want to switch out the colors. Yeah, this is lovely, really strong turquoise color. Weirdly, even if I like that color, I feel that I'd rather use it in my paintings. Now this ultramarine is a bit more drier. Yeah, there's a difference, I think. If you compare, this one is more... I say it's a bit brighter. Also, it doesn't seem to be granulating that much. So maybe it's close to like Schminke Ultramarine Finest. We are going continue with something that surely is granulating. It is the Cobalt Turquoise mixed with two pigment blue 28 and pigment blue 36. With the two blues and it looks like green. It looks like turquoise. Oh, I don't want to ruin that flap because I want to write the pigment information later. I don't know, I also thinking that you could like open these Rosa Gallery pans in the way that you just leave the flaps on the side of the pants attached, but I don't know. I feel I don't. Some of the pants I have, the flaps weren't that secure attached. Also, I feel that when there's water going between the pants, it would be just like open on its own, or like the glue will be compromised. The number 731. 73741. When I had my Roman small paints, I did the same thing. I wrote the number on the side of the pan, and when I was reorganizing the palette, I had so many mistakes. Like I had so many wrong numbers that I had to like have the catalog of the Roman small open and just like check like what is the numbers corrected. This would be granulating, so I try to a little bit flute the swatch. Granulating colors are not my favorite. I still find their use for them, but then we have pigment green 7 as emerald green. Not the real emerald green because it would be poisonous. So it's like, I think it's halo, if I remember correctly. Pigment 8 should be the really pretty. Yeah, there's halo. I'm not so good at remembering pigment numbers, so I might say them wrong. phthalo green is not my favorite. I usually don't even include in my palette. I find this quite useless green. It's not natural and it's often quite overpowering. My pen is like running out of the ink. Let's see how it looks. It looks like regular phthalo green. Yep. It is. This is why you should know the pigment codes. Because when you know the pigment codes and check what pigments the color are made, you have better chance to get the color you want. Because it looks nothing like this one. Imagine if you were using these as the swatches. It is so off. It's closer to this one, but this is more like muted. Muted and more like, it's even a bit pastel-y like. I would probably get this one looking more like this, so I would mix it with white. And to be honest, I would be okay this one to include white. Even if that, I know not everybody thinks that way, but I think if the color is named emerald green, it should be really close to the historical color emerald green and not be like straight out phthalo green. Then we have pigment green 8, which is one of my favorite. Sadly, it's not that light fast color, but it's 3 of my palettes. Rosa color gives us 2 stars, so I don't know how. I will have light fast testing going next summer, so definitely this one will be one of the colors I will be testing. But this is so nice. Muted green, so nice. It's like forest green. That I can forgive that it's not light fast. It's really pretty. One of my favorite. It's my favorite green, I would say. Well, especially single pigment greens, because we don't have that many single pigment greens. Then we have a bright green, which was in my previous set as well. It's mixed with pigment yellow 151 and pigment green 7. So, phthalo green mix. To me personally, I prefer to having this phthalo green mix than the phthalo green itself, because this is the mix I usually do with it. So I mix with yellow because we get this nice bright green. Oh, no, I repeated that. 739. I swatched this on yesterday's batch, so I know what to expect from this one. It's nice. It's not that natural, the greens, but it's more useful than the phthalo in my paintings, because it doesn't have that ugly bluish undertone. It's more middle green for me. Then we have the pan we already opened. We have the Arlene green, which was the mix of the yellow and green. I think this is probably one of those colors I will be grabbing a lot. It's interesting, it's quite close what other makers call green gold. Then we have olive green. In the yesterday's swatching, it's 3 pigment mix. It's pigment green 17, pigment yellow 1, and pigment black 7. It has only 2 light fast writing. Do I want to include this one? That's the question, because I know it looks like this one. So it's really brown. That light fast writing made me question it, because the others have 3, and only that had 2 was the pigment green 8, and it's not that light fast. I know the pigment, so I'm a bit worried that the 2 stars it a little bit. It's only 2 color in this set. Yeah. I think I will pass this color, and I have this one is the modern, like the palette. I had the brown here. Where did I put it? Oh, it's on the shelf. Because I have brown. This is golden brown, and I think it can fit nicely here. Especially because the olive green I have it on the modern set, and it is quite easily mixed with the brown and the Arlene green. Pigment green 26, so it's cobalt green medium. It's granulating dark green. And the tabs doesn't want to open. Problem for me is that it's granulating. I don't like granulating colors. And that reason why I don't like them, I usually paint miniaturas. And when you are painting miniaturas, the granulation effect, if it's too strong, it's not usable. Because it will be like really overpowering for the picture. This palette, this pan is a mess. Like, oh, don't rip. Yeah, I ripped it. Oh no. Just like 776. If I would be smart, I would first swatch at this on the swatch cards, so I could have identified the colors I didn't like earlier. Also correct order for the colors. It's really muted, but I don't like because it's granulating, so that's why I like the PG8 more. Even if this is more light fast. But I don't like the granulation effect. Next we have brown. The brown that I just added. It's the golden brown. This was originally in my batch, but because I ran out of space in the palette, I just got this out. I think this one is. It's granulating and it has pigment yellow 43 and pigment brown 7. So convenient mix. What is with why these pans here not? Oh no. Yeah, okay, it's ripped again. Oh, no. I think they have changed the glue at some point. Like these two pans have been super hard to open, and some of these have a problem that the flaps don't even keep close. And these were not. It's struggling so much with the pan. Put in the brown pile. I think I should have planned this bit better, the whole palette, because I feel that my lack of planning. Oh! I was not expecting that. Like, it's dark. It's really, really dark. What you call this? And golden brown. I would not call this golden. It's brown but not golden, it's like really dark brown. Almost like umber color. And I forget to add the... Interesting. Very interesting. It is dark. Like camera speaking, quite right. It is super dark. And the swatch says it like a dark warm. And it is not that warm. It's quite strong granulation. With the browns, I sometimes like the granulation. Then we have Cyaneink gold. Definitely not the real pigment, it's discontinued. Pigment yellow 151, pigment yellow 42, pigment red 264. I have a pan of pigment orange 49, so I can compare it to real thing. Oh, I repeat the tag again. Oh no. No. 7, 3, 5. It looks like caramel. Let's put the... So here's their version of the Cyaneink gold. It doesn't look that orange in real life, it's look caramel brown. It's so annoying, like even if this one is really Cyaneink gold. From Winsor Newton. It's full pan. As you can see, I haven't been using it much. It's so precious. I'm worried that I've run out of it. Even if the orange is definitely color I'm not so often painting. Yeah, definitely different. And the real Cyaneink has really lovely features. It's really transparent. And it has really nice luminosity. But this one, since it's mixed with 3 different colors, it's like quite opaque. It looks like toffee. Toffee. It's funny how like my webcam thinks that that is orange. And when I have something orange, it's like, it's not orange. It's actually really brown, so. It's how to make the webcam see all the colors correctly. Then we have a madder brown. It's pigment red 101 and pigment red 264. So a mix of red pigment and brown pigment. The Queen Kong. It's quite different. It's quite close to the wrapper. But I know that it's really hard to make like accurate representation of the colors by printing, because they use different. It's so different system having something in print inks than having it on the pigments. Only where you would get 100% accurate wrappings is that painting them by hand or by the paint itself. Few companies does that, and they are awesome. I have to be honest, that is like I like when the companies do that, because it's make easier for me to pick the right colors, because they look right on the label. Because I can just look the wrapper and like, oh, this is lovely color I like to use, and I don't need to like go in online and look for like jillion of the other people's swatches and videos and then try to decide is that the right color or not for me. It's really red. It's really red. Oh no. This is the first time I'm like putting together a palette that is like that doesn't have anything based on. Like I've handpicked all of these colors. It's red. Oh no. That is not like, that's not brown. It's red. It's so red. So red. Like why? It's so red. I wouldn't call it a brown. It's red. It's like we have the wrapper here. It's even if it's still wet, I'm safe to say it doesn't dry that color. It has pyrrole red in it, so no wonder it's red. If I would have noticed, I would have switched this place it on the red row. It's actually pretty similar than the pyrrole red. Then we have a royal brown. It is pigment red, pigment brown 25. I'm expecting this one to be lovely brown. I really want it to be lovely brown. I don't have lovely browns in this palette yet. And I picked so many browns and they are like, well, this one is usable, that one not. That one actually looks like Venetian red. Color I hate, because it looks so ugly. Oh, this one is nice. Yeah, this one is perfect. It's nice. It has a bit of purplish undertone. Really nice neutral brown. Well, warm, but like not too warm. 7, 5, 5, 3. That one is good. This one I think is the keeper in this palette. And this one not so much. And this one I have to consider. Oh no, I'm like, This one has weird granulation. It's like escaped. I like the ultramarine, like the ultramarine spectral. I like that it's a really even coverage. It doesn't have that much granulation. Then we are getting into the darker colors, and we have Pigment Red 101. Granulating opaque color. It's Caput Mortuum. I have... Caput Mortuum is quite a classic color. So I have like certain expectations for this one. I expect it to be brown. That is heavily leaning to the violet. It is lovely shadow color. If this is a red, I will throw this out of the window. Well, no, I don't do that. I don't want that my dogs eat the pan. Oh. Oh, it's yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's lovely cold brown. It's really nice cold brown. Yep. Definitely keep this one as well. I think I would have done a bit better with the color choice if I would have looked this beforehand and just picked the colors I like and not so many colors. Because definitely these two would be my top picks. Then we have Umber. It's Pigment Brown 7. It's not so strong, quite moody and muddy, but it's really handy if you want to do something like sand or stones, or you have a dog that is like this little bit, not like dirty, but the brown of the animal is a little bit dirty looking. Oh, I think this, oh, it's matte surface, so it's really nice. Oh, still nice. Almost dropped my brush. Yeah. Quite underflowing. The stock hair. Swatch. Then we have sepia. Sepia is a mix of 3 colors: Pigment Brown 7, Pigment Black 7, Pigment Red 177. So quite many colors. But it's a dark color, so I don't know, do I have sepia from the Rosa gallery? I think it's on the classic palette that I have. Sepia is also one of those colors I like, because it's blackish brown. Really dark and works super well the dark areas. Also, if you put it strongly enough, it can work as black. This one is surprisingly like clean for the sepia. It doesn't have that kind of black tinge to it. I like it. Even if it's not a traditional sepia, I still like it. And it looks nice. Really nice. Something like I would want to be like burnt umber to look. But it's more like, not so burnt umber, like slightly burnt umber. And then we are getting the colors that are black something or they are just like this one is the warm gray. I like pre-mixed grays. It's pigment red 224, pigment black 7 and pigment white 6. It has pigment white in it, but why I like pre-mixed grays is that when I do like some urban scenes and there's a lot of like concrete, I really like that I have that one gray that can be covered evenly. It's also the color I use in mixing, because it's really, if you want to make the color like less saturated, but you don't want to make it lighter or you don't want to make it darker, just less saturated, add gray. Ooh, this is really nice, like super shiny, and it's also really nice shade. A little bit purplish. I don't mind that because purple. I actually think that purple is a nice, quite a neutral color. Yeah, it's a bit warm, like it said. Yeah, warm gray. Not too warm. It's like not reddish or brownish, which I like. Very nice gray. I can see a lot of use for that one. Then we have, I need to mark the pan. 7, 5, 9. I'm checking the time here. It'd be nice 2 hours, 2 hour stream in this rate. Now I'm getting, because of some of the browns, the wrapper was so off of the color. I'm a bit worried what happens with these ones, because these are darker ones and I bought this because this color, but I don't know how dark these are. And I also organized these for the like down row because I wanted to have, I was thinking these are close to the black. This has pigment blue 26, pigment black 7 and pigment yellow 42. It's granulating. It doesn't show granulating here that much, but that was my phone. I hope it wasn't too loud because it's resting on the laptop stand. Jade green. It's really dark. Bit more muted than what it looks in the swatch. Like in the swatch, it's a bit more green. Trying to back in the pan. Then we have black green. It looks bluish here. It's pigment blue 15, pigment black 7 and pigment green 7. I'm really excited to test this palette the first time in the painting. I'm like, I'm so worried that it won't work that well because it's quite interesting color selection. It looks black, like really black. It is black. I don't see. It's a little bit greenish. Yeah, it is. Super dark green. Black green. This is actually much nicer than in the wrapper. In the wrapper it looks more like gold. Cold black, like bluish black, but it's greenish on the real life. Then we have cobalt gray. Granulating, pigment brown, not brown, pigment red 108, pigment blue 28, and pigment black 7. I'm putting a lot of water here so I can see the granulation better. It's granulating gray. I'm a bit disappointed it says cobalt gray. I was thinking it would be a bit more bluish. Then we have azure blue. No, why it's called azure blue, but it's pigment green 26, pigment blue 15.3, and pigment black 7. It's granulating. This black mixed pigment seems to be granulating. We have 4 colors left. Oh, that wasn't meant to happen. I'm trying it. Oh, this one has really nice granulation happening. Let's hope that it doesn't. This one is quite far from the wrapper again. It's quite bright. Like our wrapper is here, it's like really muted, but it's actually more turquoise. Here's really nice granulating happening. It's like I would like to them they would like I know that the style how they name their colors is really traditional. They don't use like super granulating or anything like that. But I would like that they would like even make some kind of note of that, because here you cannot see the granulation at all. And it's just granulating here, but I wasn't expecting this one. If I would know it would done this one, I would somebody that likes granulation would probably pick this color. It's like bluish granulation on the warm background. Then we have Violet Black. It's also granulating. Pigment Violet 19, Pigment Black 7, Pigment Red 180. It's almost open. 764. I feel that I have written the same number over and over again on these pans. Their numbers are quite close together because all of these are the new colors. I think they are like kind of the end of ooh, it's super strong. Quite close to the Caput Mortuum, but bit colder. Really nice color. Just waiting the granulation to happen. This paper is not best for that one. I could actually test the granulating colors, the dark granulating colors on the separate place. Then we have Pigment Red 120 and Pigment Green 17. And it's Magenta Gray. And Magenta Gray. This gives it quite pinkish here, but let's see what this looks when it's wet. It looks a bit like Potter's pink, but not so pink, a bit darker. It's really close to the Caput Mortuum again. There's again dog hair, the mix. Bit warmer. Like, also forgot to write the number 764. Fighting is that this one is 765 and this is 764. So they're like right next to each other in the color chart. It is drying. Oh, this one has not so strong granulation as this one, but still nice granulation going. I could make huge, like bigger swatches of these granulating colors. Now we are at the last color, and it's Carbon Red. Pigment Black 7, Pigment Red 124, and Pigment Blue 36. It's granulating. and 69. Nope. It's looking winded. Quite reddish and dark in the mass tone. Just wait it to dry a bit. There's not anything like super crazy happening at granulation wise. And this one was blue black, I think. Let's put here like bigger swatches. I'm not so familiar working with the super granulating colors, but I have seen that they perform better on the wet on wet. That one is the 768. It's the cobalt gray. Oh, this is now really shining. It has a really nice granulation. Yeah, it's like having the blue coming through so nicely. Let's try that. These are quite close, but this one is the Magenta Gray. And this one is the last color we swatched. So, Carbon Red. It goes really red on the mask tone. Oh, you cannot see it. Sorry. It goes really red in the mask tone. Also, the swatch here shows some of the granulation. Let's put azure here. It's quite bright for this row, I would say. I want to have the green black, or the black green. And then the last swatch, or the first swatch on the row, more watery. So now we're seeing when they are more on the wet side. This one has clearly some strong granulation going on, and that last color also really nice, especially in the mask tone. It's really red, and there's red and black on the granulation. This one as well. So they are colors that really shine when they have like larger, more wetter wash. Same goes with this one. Really nice granulation as well. Paper is not best for this one, but... And these two, the black, the red not so strong. But this one has some granulation going as well. So they are really granulating colors, even if they don't say like super granulating or anything like that, just marketed granulating. This carbon red really speaks to me. Like, I'm usually not drawn to the granulating colors, and it's looking really nice. Same goes with the azure. It looks so good. Let's zoom out a bit. Need white or really light colored muted yellow. Arulin is not that muted. So those are the two colors I probably need. Another yellow and probably yellow ochre. Even if I have that on my other palette. I want all my palettes to be like standalone palettes, like they are, can perform on their own. And the green side, I think it's okay. Especially this granule. Oh, this azure is making so nice black and blue granulation. Same goes here. It's like green and gray. This one really strong pink. And this, I don't usually like red, but this carbon red looks super nice. It has carbon black, so makes the black areas. But it looks so much nicer here than it's on the small swatch. Small swatches looks almost like Caput Mortuum, like really muted color, but it's actually super nice. Same goes with this one. And the colors I might get moved out. And it's probably this one, because I will probably switch it on the another green. And maybe, I don't know, maybe one of the reds will go. Same goes with the oranges. They are too close together. I don't need that many oranges. I also might add blue here, because I feel that there's more space for the blues. Also purples, if I find nice purple from the Rosa gallery, I add purple here. Purple is the color I usually paint quite often. It's better than my, especially diexocyane purple. I actually have full pan of Winsor Newton of that one, so I might add that here. I don't know. I need to see how it works in the painting subject, but so far I think the yellow ochre is one of the colors I really need to add there, because there's not equivalent of that. That color. Of course I can always mix brown, but mixing brown is really not my favorite thing. It tends often to lean on some side or another too much. So yeah, it was how I do the swatch card, and how I actually go from here is that I just write name of the every color on the corner. I write it on the lighter wash area so it can show up better. I just want name of the color, because this is so cramped up. I don't want a pigment information, and I probably add pigment information on the backside. And for the backside, I was thinking to maybe add the wrapper there on the corresponding place, and then mark the pigment information. They actually not fit that way. Well, I'll figure out something. But I've been liking it in like this modern one. I have the colors here, and then I flip it over. I have the pigment information. It's not even the same order as the paints, but it has been. My other Rosa palette is similar, so it's actually worked, because I really don't need to see all the pigment information at the same time. I'm just fine just seeing, just like being able to check it. So yeah, this is how I will be doing the YouTube Lives. YouTube Lives will be more like around certain subject, like this time is swatching the Rosa gallery, and I will just list a video on the YouTube, and I hope it will be quite useful for the people who want to do the swatching or want to know how the Rosa gallery colors look. I will also be streaming in the Twitch, and in the Twitch I will have more of those really casual working streams that don't have anything on like specific topics. And thanks for watching, and hope I see you in my other lives as well. Bye!